I'm Alison Reynolds. I am a strategic HR and organisation development consultant. My business, Reynolds HR and OD, provides HR support for businesses that either don't have their own in-house HR team or their in-house team needs extra capacity. And Chloe is my assistant and she works with me. I was always going to take the apprenticeship route when I grew my own business. One of the reasons that I started my business was that I struggled when I was HR director to find the sort of HR consultant that was as passionate about what I was doing than I was. And I always felt that there was a gap in the market for businesses that were too small to have their own HR team to have that. By paying for a small slice of my time, they can get my full breadth of experience. So if they just need a letter doing, that's fine. Or additionally, they can get the strategic organisation development support. So because I was going to grow my own talent, and because I supply my clients in a particular way, I wanted to develop somebody to learn my way. I was also mindful of the fact that my way might not always be the best way, so I was keen to make sure that Chloe had a rounded apprenticeship and has had access to mentors and other HR professionals as well, so she isn't blinkered by it being my way, but equally because it's me that people are paying for a slice of my time, my experience, my knowledge that people are buying into, then it's important that somebody grows and develops, starting from the same values position, but approaches things in the same way that I would, because there's lots of ways to do it. Really easy. I've got a track record of employing apprentices. When I was at Responsive Engineering, 10% of the workforce was apprentices, but they were engineering apprentices. When I looked at recruiting an apprentice, as I previously said, that was the only way I was going to look at it. I was quite keen to do an HR apprenticeship, but I was also quite keen that there was a physical cohort as well, rather than online training. Access Training were the only training provider that had a class that Chloe could be part of, a group of peers who she could learn from. Again, not just because there's just the two of us. I wanted her to have a broader experience. So in a way, I didn't have any choice because I was clear that I wanted a class. But once I got onto the Access training route, the recruitment process was seamless. I think that throughout my career that everybody's different, every human's different. And there is always that internal debate about, do you hire someone with the experience who has different ways of working, who might come with a fresh approach, or do you grow your own talent internally? I will always favour growing your own talent internally because you know what you're working with, and actually, attitude is everything. So if you know the personality of the person, and you know that they have the right attitude, then that is the biggest boxes ticked. From an HR perspective, there are a number of different approaches to HR. My approach is very people centric. Very much, I don't believe that anybody goes to work to do a bad job. I think that work is intrinsically important to your mental health. It gives you structure, it gives you purpose, and what you do for a living is part of your identity. I think if you can play somebody to their strengths, then you're going to get benefit back from them, and it's win-win for the business as well. When you're looking at growing somebody and doing things in a certain way to service your clients in line with your values, it's much more difficult to take someone who's already qualified. My way isn't necessarily right, but it's my way, and it's what people buy into, and it's what people pay for. And to take somebody who has a very effective approach, but a different approach coming from a different value set, would be a clash. It's not what people, it's not what people are are working with me for. And the only way to be clear about that is to develop your own talent and grow them. That said, you need to make sure you've got the time to develop your own talent, and that, you know, that sometimes is a challenge, but you need to realistically go into it with your eyes open and be prepared to provide the high quality apprenticeship that somebody deserves. You know, if you can get it right and you are willing to give it the time, then it's mutually beneficial, but you need to make sure you've got the time. I'm a big believer of not recruiting in your own image. I think it's the easiest thing that we do, and psychologically as humans we like people that are like us. But what we all need is we need cognitive diversity, we need different ideas, and we need different approaches, and nobody's good at everything. I'm not, I lack structure. It kind of works for me. I'm not the most organised person, so I was looking for somebody with different qualities, different strengths, different gifts. So as part of the recruitment process, one of my clients who is the complete opposite to me, we get on really, really well, but working styles couldn't be more polarised. I actually got him to interview Chloe with me, and I said, I want someone just like you, please, somebody who is going to complement me. So the first stage of the recruitment was values driven. You know, do we like each other? Can we work together? The second stage was much more competency based around those specific traits that I was looking for, that I see as my own gaps. You know, if I've got weaknesses, I'm not afraid to say that there's certain things I'm not good at. It makes absolute sense to recruit someone who is good at those things. I think from Chloe's perspective, it's been invaluable because it's given her the structure that she needs, and it's given her the framework that that to work against. From my perspective, it's been really beneficial to have that structure and have that sort of the knowledge of a CIPD accredited course, to know that Chloe's learning the cutting edge of, if you like, I mean, I'm making it sound cutting edge, it's not, you know, we're not manufacturing precision parts or anything, but, you know, the real cutting edge of thinking in this space. And that's really important because things change, you know, things are totally different from when I first started working in HR. People change, and it's really important to have up-to-date knowledge and continuous professional development. So Chloe's knowledge and growth has been part of my continued professional development. So Chloe is my first employee. You know, that's a big step for anybody, to go from just being responsible for yourself and taking responsibility for somebody else's bills. So psychologically, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not winging this anymore. This is a proper business here, and this is a proper job that I've got. So that was a massive step. And what it means is, you know, Chloe being the first person that I've trusted with half of my business, that's a massive thing to trust somebody. So, and I do completely trust Chloe. You know, she has access to my accounts. You know, not everybody I work with, you know, in my business network agrees with that approach, but I either trust her or I don't, and I do. So Chloe started at level 5. Again, that's part of her continued professional development. That was very much a joint decision. That was, you know, do you want to do it? Are you up for it? Can the business support you? Yes. But beyond that, you know, it's not my last qualification. I completed 6 years ago, not long before I went freelance. I don't expect Chloe's education to finish when she finishes a level 5. You know, we work with a range of clients in a range of sectors. I'm hoping that the business will continue to grow. What that looks like yet, we don't know. But I hope that Chloe will be part of the future.